Hi everyone, my name is Eunice. I'm live at IDC. Today I'm going to help you with to answer some questions in Jamb, literature questions to be specific. And now we'll start with the following questions, which you can see here. We said the question is, the literary device used in the passage above is: will college make you a better Olukon priest? Will it make you serve our ancestors better? Look at me, an able-bodied, strong-hearted priest of Olukon. Did I go to college? Now they're asking you clearly what literary device is used here. Remember, when we talk about literary device, we're talking about we have devices like personification and onomatopoeia, all those things that help you explain sentences, give you more meaning to a word. Because we have in a sentence we have a surface meaning of a sentence, then we have in-depth meaning. Now these literary devices help you to have an in-depth meaning of what the sentence is talking about. Now in this case, now they're asking you what is the literary device to use here, and I will tell you that the literary device used here is parallelism. Why? Because there is a repetition of sentences. There's a rhyme which is will, the repetition of will in the first line and second line, and the sentence structure. Thank you. And you can see it shows us that that's the correct answer. Now move on to the next question. The speaker below is referring to, now this is the question: I simply don't understand what is the matter with everybody today. Everybody let me down. Now the speaker below is referring to the speaker below is referring to Fosuwa and maidservant. Fosuwa and maidservant talking about. Now you said I simply don't understand what's the matter today. Everybody let me down. It means that Fosuwa and maidservant, this was the conversation they are having between themselves. You can see that, and that's option A. Let's see if it's correct. And yes, it's correct. That's in the play of Sons and the Daughters. Question number 3. Manan expresses dislike for the lawyer B because this is from the play Sons and Daughters. He said she expresses her delight for lawyer B because of his recent advances towards her. That's option C. If you read the book, you will see where this is written. Now we'll move to the next question, question 4. The traditional order in a play is presented by, in the same play Sons and Daughters, they're asking what's the traditional order in the play, what is it presented, who presented the order in the play, who showed the traditional pattern in the play. We have Auntie Fosuwa was a person that represented the traditional order, a sense of she represented a sense of cultural backdate. We have the modern time, we have the contemporary time, the traditional time. Now this person, Auntie Fosuwa, was the one that depicted the traditional era. We'll move to our next question, question 5. It said, where does this play take place? On the streets, in Ofufu's place, in George's place, in Auntie Fosuwa's place? And the answer is in Ofufu's place. Option B. We move to the next question. The intention of the speaker below is to: farewell, God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint cold, fear thrills through my veins that almost freeze up like the heart of life. I called them back again to comfort me. Nurse, what should she do here? My dismal sin I need. My dismal sin I need most. Act alone. Come, vow. I'll take it again. Farewell. God knows best when we shall meet again. I have a faint cold. Fear thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heart of life. I will call them back again to comfort me. Nurse, what should she do here? My dismal sin I need must act alone. Come thou. Now they're asking in the question, what was the intention of the speaker below? And I will tell you that the intention of the speaker below was the answer is option D. It's option D because she was scared of taking temporary harmful substance, because if she takes the drug, it will put her to sleep, and she didn't want to feel like she wasn't alive, she wasn't present. That's why she made those statements. Option D. The plot of the play in William Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, is in a chronological order. Now, when we say the plot, we're talking about what the play is. When they say a plot in a book, what the book is about, how it's written. Is it written from middle, back, front, back, middle? Is it written from beginning, middle, and end? Is it from the epilogue to prologue, or prologue to the epilogue? Now they're asking in the book Romeo and Juliet, how's the plot like? And the plot is written in a chronological order. That is option D. When you say chronological, that means it follows the pattern, that is the beginning, the middle, and the end. Something is chronological, it's not scattered, it follows a specific pattern. Our next question. In the play, Mercutio can be described as, Mercutio is a character in the play Romeo and Juliet. Now they're asking you, how can you describe the character in the above question? When you say describe, that means how is the character like? What are the features of this character? What are his personalities? And it's saying that in the play, he is seen as a quarrelsome person. That's option C. He's not kind-hearted, he's not gentle, he's not fraudulent, but he is a very quarrelsome person. The news of Juliet's death is broken to Romeo in Matua by, was still on William Shakespeare's book, Romeo and Juliet. Now they are asking, who broke the news of Juliet's death to Romeo? And here he said Balthazar. Balthazar was a person that told Romeo that Juliet is dead. Now I use the word is dead because when you're reading a book, you don't write it in past tense. You write it in present tense. Like, okay, it's an event that is happening. So please note that. The play reaches the point of denouement. That's the play Romeo and Juliet. Like, at what point did the play reach that point? It said, at the reconciliation of the feuding families, where Romeo kills Paris at the tomb, at the family's feast, when Romeo is informed of Juliet's death. Now it's saying denouement is like settlement, peace. Do you understand? Now they're asking you, at what point did the play get to that point? And the answer is option A, at the reconciliation of the feuding family. This question is based on the book, The Old Man and the Medal. The question is, for his sacrifices to the church, Mecca gets what? What was his reward for the sacrifices he made to the church? And the reward here is he was appointed into the church elder council. Option D. Now, I would encourage my viewers to read these books so that they can have knowledge and understanding about what the book talks about, because they can give you a different question from the same book. So I advise my viewers to please go through the books that are given to them, the literary books that are given to them, both prose, both poetry, and both play. This book is still based on The Old Man and the Medal. It says, the speaker below is, since I came to this country, I have never seen cocoa as well dried as yours. Sorry, take it again. Since I came to this country, I have never seen cocoa as well dried as yours. Now, who is the speaker? The speaker is the commandant. The same book we're talking about, The Old Man and the Medal. Just question 13. To the white men, the medal is given to Mecca symbolizes. Now, it said the medal given to Mecca to the white men, it symbolizes what? And here the answer is friendship. And when the white men gave the medal to Mecca, that is showing friendship. That means a bond has been built between white men and Mecca. Moving to the next question. It said, this is gotten from Purple Hibiscus in Chimamanda's book. In the novel, one of the changes introduced into St. Agnes Church by Father Benedict is that the cane must be rendered only in Latin, the credo must be recited in Igbo, everyone must take the Holy Communion, there must be fasting every month. And the answer is, the credo must be recited in Igbo. That was a change that was introduced by Father Benedict in the book Purple Hibiscus. In Achiki's family, the character who is central to the theme is, when you say the theme of a book, is what the book is about, the central theme, the message of the book, what the book is about. And the theme of a book also carries characters, because the character will help you explain what the book is. So you cannot talk about a theme of a book without talking about the characters, because the characters are what help you understand, what will help you know we have a central thing, that's the major theme and the minor theme. That means the major events and minor events, major lessons and minor lessons in the book. Now, it said the major character in the central theme, that's the main theme of the book, is Kambili. Option D. Igune Achike in the novel is portrayed as a soft and gentle husband, a tough retired soldier, an uncompromising traditionalist, a fanatical Catholic adherent? The answer is option D. I would choose option D because in the book, we were seeing why Achike gets angry because his son, Jaja, deliberately refused to take the Holy Communion. The novel can be described as persuasive, pessimistic, optimistic, generated license as linked to the license of men's application if you want to activate additional content. The book is not persuasive, it's not optimistic, it's pessimistic. That means sure, like it shows surety, it shows this, it shows like when they say the person is pessimistic. Room 101 symbolizes a place of, this is in the book 1984. Room 101 is a place of torture in the book. The question 19. The power and oppression of an irresistible evil, the base Winton's dreams of. The answer is freedom and democracy. Now, at the state where they were in the book, it was saying that they were in a state of dictatorship, totalitarianism. That was the state they were in the book, and that state faded his dreams of having freedom and democracy, having an egalitarian system of government. That system of government means a direct rule system of government, where the masses are being heard, everybody's thoughts, everybody's ideas are put into consideration. Rulers have direct contact with citizens. The next question, question 20. The novel draws a picture. Like I said before, I said the concepts of the novel showed a dictatorial rule, a totalitarian rule, and that killed Western's dream of having freedom and democracy. Now they're asking you, what did they know? What picture was shown in the novel? Picture doesn't always have to do with drawings and other things. We have imagery. That means how can you see? How do you visualize a book? Like they're asking you now, how is the book visualized? And the book is visualized in the sense of a totalitarian future. That is option D. Question 21. It says the movement in Adeoti's naked souls is characterized by disappointment and disarray, pricks and thorns, freedom and self-determination, hope and agreement. The answer is pricks and thorns. That is what the book talks about. That's the movement. That's like how the book is, the plot of the book, what it talks about, the theme of the book. Pricks and thorns is the answer. Moving on to the next question, that is question 22. It says, Rubaduri's an African thunderstorm says during thunderstorm in the village, what happens? Children play in the rain, women cook their food, children are delighted while women move in and out, both women and children are delighted. The answer is C. Children are delighted while women move in and out. Question 20. Moving to the next question, question 23. The dominant literary device used in the extract above from Aqua's in the novel of the soul is. Now we're going to read the poem. It says, yet in their finger upon a novel, the midwives of the spirit say they feel a futile throb. It's not rhythm because there's no rhyme. It's not enjambment. Enjambment is run through. There's no break. That's what enjambment means. Run through. It's not epigram. The answer is allegory because it's a symbolic statement, a symbolic sentence. Moving to question 24. This is from a poem said, "The time-winged chariot." This line from Marvels to his coy mistress depicts what? That they are asking you, what does the line, the time-winged chariot, what does it mean? A, it says usefulness of time, how fast event unfolds, how fast time flies, the measurement of time. Time, winged. When you one wing, that's like you wink at somebody, you blink at like winged. Chariot move fast. Winged. Winged is something that's an action that is done fast. Now they are saying now, what does this statement depict? The answer is how fast time flies. Option C. '25. Jared Angraya is an African poet from South Africa, Sierra Leone, Kenya, Ghana. The answer is Sierra Leone. Option B. Option B. The tune of Ume's ambassador of poetry can be described as admonitory, metaphorical, sarcastic, panegyrical. The answer is sarcastic. Sarcasm is an ironical statement that is used by the author of a book or by a person to criticize an action done by a person or group of people. Now in the poem, it says the tune of Ume's ambassador of poverty is described as his tune. How did he sound? It was saying that he sounded in a sarcastic manner, using to talk. He used that his tune was used to describe how the governments of that day, how they were behaving, how they handled power. So the answer is sarcastic. '27. It's also quoted from a selected poem. Eliot's The Journey of Maggie could be said to examine the issues of the trees on the low key, holy pilgrimage, emptying wine sink, spiritual rebirth. The answer is spiritual rebirth because it's seen that in order to be purified, man has to undergo some kind of inhibition, difficulty. Now that stage is known as spiritual rebirth. That is what the issue in the poem talks about. That's what the poem seeks to tell us. That's how the poem is examined. Option D is the answer. Now question 28. The statement below from the poem, "Give me the minstrel seat," exemplifies. Now this is the poem. Woman cannot exist except by man. What is there in that to vex some of them so? I'll take it again. Woman cannot exist except by man. What is there in that to vex some of them so? Now they're asking, the statement below from the poem sits exemplifies that what figure of speech was it talking about? And the answer is said, woman cannot exist except by man. What is there in that to vex some of them so? Looking at these lines in the poem, woman cannot exist except by man. What is there to vex in some of them so? The last line is a rhetorical question. It's a question that is asked by the author, which does not need an answer. It's just a question that makes you reflect on what the poem is saying. Now, the question to the second line makes you reflect on the first statement, the first sentence that the poet wrote. Option B. Question 29. The tone of Cobb's sonnet 7 is generally humorous, persuasive, optimistic, mournful. The answer is humorous. Now, question 30. The language of the Cobb's sonnet 7 is generally, it's talking about the language of the poem that we've just answered in the last question. What's the poem about? The language is poetic, difficult, simple, complicated. The answer is complicated. Moving to the next question, question 31. A play which mainly aims at provoking excessive laughter is called a farce, a tragic comedy, a saga, a comedy. Excessive laughter. Excessive laughter, that means something that brings out a strong emotion in you. And the answer is comedy. Because comedy is, we mostly say, comedy is just for a show where we have comedians, and the work of comedians is to make people laugh, is to make people happy. And I said a play that aims at provoking excessive laughter is comedy. Yes, it may not be done by a comedian, but the aim of the play is to make people happy, is to make people smile, not to be sorrowful, not to laugh then at the end of the day be sad, but to be completely and totally happy. Option D is the answer. An action in a play that stimulates the audience to pity a character is props, parody, pathos. The answer is pathos. Pathos is an element of pity. It's a literary device that shows pity from the audience to the character, from the reader to the character. It's a device that used to show an emotion of pity that moves from the reader to the character of the book, or from the audience to the character of the book. Option D, pathos. Question 33. A plot in a literary work is about a plot, resolution of conflicts, casual arrangement of events, law of poetic justice, character of delineation. I said before, in the progression of this question, answering of questions, I said a plot has to do with the arrangement of events in a book, how a story progresses. Does it start from the epilogue to the prologue, from the prologue to the epilogue? Prologue is the beginning of the book. Epilogue is the end of the book. Now, as I said, a plot in a literary work is about casual arrangement of events, how events move, the sequence, that's the sequential arrangement of events, how it moves. Does it start from the middle to the beginning, then to the end, or from the beginning, the middle, or the end, or from the end, the middle, or the beginning? To the next question, question 34. Travelogue is a artwork or art written by a famous playwright before the death of the author on a journey, an unpopular novelist. Travelogue. Travel. When we say travel, that means somebody is moving from a particular place to another. And travel is, I'm traveling. That's like the action, movement. You don't travel by just walking from here, from your house to your kitchen. You travel by walking moving from a distance to a shorter distance, then to a longer distance. You have a destination you want to reach. Now, travelogue is an artwork written on a journey. He wrote a travelogue. That means he wrote events. We will say he wrote a travelogue of events. That means he wrote events that happened or he saw while he was on a journey, while he was traveling. The answer is option C. In the theater, what's spoken by a character that are meant to be heard by audience but not by other characters on the stage is called soliloquy, acoustic, tone, aside. The answer is aside. Aside are words that are spoken by a character. A character is a person in a play, in a prose, or in a poem. A character is a person that the work is surrounded around. It's a person that the book talks about, the person that's performing the action. Now, when an audience is speaking to himself in a way that other characters around him won't hear, but only the audience can hear, it's called aside. Now, in this sense, he's not saying this thing for other characters to hear him, to hear what he's saying, to hear either his thought or anything. He's only saying that he's saying it for the audience alone to hear him. Option D. A poet uses a regular rhythm. A poet use of a regular rhythm is known as onomatopoeia, meter, assonance, allegory. We said allegory has to do with symbolic representation. Assonance has to do with representation or repetition of an initial, a central vowel sound. Onomatopoeia has to do with sounds that are gotten through objects, through things. Now, meter has to do with regular reading, arrangement of syllables in a novel. Option B. Moving to question 37. A mistake committed by the hero which leads to his downfall is known as climax, terse, comic relief, tragic flaw. A hero is the main character in a book. Explaining this, I would say when you watch a movie and you see that the hero, the main character, the super person in the book makes the mistake that leads to his death, is tragic. And a mistake is also called a flaw. So the answer is tragic flaw. That is a mistake that is made by a hero in a book that leads to his downfall. Option A is the answer. The speech made by a character to himself on stage is known as aside, epilogue, soliloquy, monologue. Aside, like we said, is when a character says a word or makes a sentence that only the audience will hear but not other characters in the book. Epilogue is the end of a book. Soliloquy, we'll get back to that. Monologue is a one-on-one conversation. Now, when a speech is made by a character to only himself, that only him can hear himself, only him can hear himself. No other person can, like he's not talking to any other person, whether directly or indirectly. He's talking to himself. Now, soliloquy allows the audience to see the character's ideas, his thought, his feelings. In this case, the only means of communication is to himself and nobody else. Option C. The art of war. The theme of the passage above is, and I'm going to read the theme from you. It said, good warriors make others come to them and do not go to others. When you induce opponents to come to you, then their force is always empty, like attacking emptiness with fullness is throwing stones on eggs. Now, this sentence is an attraction of the test of strength. Throwing a stone on an egg. A stone is hard. An egg is hard, but the substance is liquid. It can easily break. A stone can easily break. Train an egg on a stone. Now, the theme here is war. And it's a picture of where it shows that people want to contend their strength, the level of their strength. Option B. The next question, question 40. Moving to the next question, question 40. Satirical writing employs irony, synecdoche, epigram, onomatopoeia. The answer is irony. Now, the literary device above, that is the question, is a literary device that is used by the author to criticize action of government, action of a person, to ridicule actions of a person. And irony is a device of ridicule. Option A. The dominant literary device used in the lines below is, in those days, when civilization kicked us in the face, when the holy water slapped our cringing brows, the vultures built in the shadows of their towns. In those days, civilization kicked us in the face. The holy water slapped our cringing brows. Civilization is giving life, is giving human futures. Holy water is giving human futures. When an object, when a thing that is inanimate, that means it doesn't move, it can't breathe, it's not living, is giving human future in a literary work, that attempt, that action is called personification. Option C. Question 42. The subject matter of the lines below is: the wood decay, the woods decay and fall, the vapor whip their burdens to the ground, man comes and fills the field and rests beneath, and after many a summer dies the swan. The answer there is death. Next question, question 43. The figure of speech in the line below is: "Oh, ceremony, show me thy what? What is thy soul of adoration?" The answer is apostrophe. Apostrophe tends to possess, show a virtue. Now, ceremony, oh ceremony, show me thy worth. Show me your, it's saying ceremony to show me, to show us what it's all about, what it possesses, its character, its bliss, what it's made of. Option B is the answer. (44) The tone of the lines below is one of: what eyes will watch our large mouth, slapped by laughters of big children, shaped by laughters of big children. What eyes will watch our large mouths? Sarcasm? Elegy? The answer is sarcasm. What eyes will watch our large mouths, shaped by laughters of big children. What eyes will watch our large mouths? That shows mockery, a sense of mockery, and the answer is sarcasm. Option A. Next question, question 45. He's a faithful liar. The answer is simply the Oxymoron, question A. You cannot put two opposite words side by side in a sentence. Someone that is faithful cannot be a liar cannot be faithful. Oxymoron is placing two opposite words in a sentence. Faithful is the opposite of liar, liar is the opposite of faithful. (46) From the poem below, shadows means: and your laughter like flame piercing to the shadows has revealed Africa to me beyond the snow of yesterday. Famine, period of suffering, a bleak future, abstract ideas. Your laughter, like flame, piercing the shadow, has revealed Africa to me beyond the snow of yesterday. A shadow is dark. The answer is abstract ideas, because the poet or the speaker had thought Africa was dark, but he saw the shadow reflecting to him. That was when he saw. A shadow is a reflection. The answer is abstract ideas. (47). The stanza below is an example of a life, not the painted veil which those who live call life, though unreal shapes to picture there, and it but mimic all would believe, with colors highly spread behind the lock fair. This is a poem of 4 lines, and the answer is quarantine. 4. Not the couplet. Sonnet is 14. It's a 6-line poem, not a 5-line poem, it's a 4-line poem. Option B. The lines below show the personal. Will no one tell me what she sings for her? The plaintive numbers flow for old, unhappy, far-off things, and battles long ago, or is it some more humble lay, familiar matter of today? Now, what does it? They're asking you, what does this line mean? It says, A. So hate the words of the girl, understands the girl's song, does not understand the girl's language, is so much in love with the girl. Going back to the poem, we'll see where it says, will no one tell me what she thinks perhaps? The plaintive numbers flow for old, unhappy far of things, and battles long ago, for it is some more humble day, familiar matter of today. It's saying that from the beginning, you could say that he needed explanation because he didn't understand what the girl was saying. He didn't understand what the message was passing. The answer is option C. Does not understand the girl's language. (49). The lines below end in a literary device known as, will no one tell me what she sings perhaps? The plaintive numbers flows for old, unhappy far off things, a battle long ago, or is it some more humble lay, familiar matter of today? I take it again. Will no one tell me what she sings perhaps? The plaintive numbers flow for old, unhappy far off things, and battles long ago, for is it some more humble lay, familiar matter of today? The writer or the poet in the literary device uses the device known as rhetorical question. It's asking questions that do not have answers. The question is asking either to himself or to people for them to understand, for them to look at what he's saying. The answer is option A, rhetorical question. The last but not the least question, question 15. The theme of the poem is move him into the sun. Gently his touch awoke him once, at home, whispering of fields unsworn. Always it woke him even in France, unto this morning and this snow. If anything might rouse him now, the kind old sun will know. Think how it makes the seed woke, once the days of cold star. A limb so dear achieved, a sigh's full nerve still warm too hard, or stare was it for this day grow tall, or what made fastest sunbeam store to break the earth's deep at all? The theme of the poem is futility of life, purposelessness of life. He's saying that without the sun, the man is useless. The sun is the only thing that makes him fruitful, that makes him work, that gives him life. So there's no life in him without the sun. Option C. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. I remain Eunice Ezema.